Hello YouTube, this is Last Planeswalker here, and in this video we're going to be checking out a new Vanguard that came with the mode of the Karlov Manor set. It's a 17 mana mythic, all colours, and it's Jared Cathalion. So in the last video I showcased a combo, and this time we're going to be a little bit different. We're going to be looking at a card. Now, Jared Cathalion is probably, I know it's harsh to say, but probably one of the weakest vanguards from the newest set. So his plus one ability is create a Kavu token. It's just a basic 5-color creature token, free with trample. Once per turn you can uptick it to get like 1-2. It doesn't get very big, so it's not very useful. Its third is target creature gains X plus X. X is equal to the amount of green gems on the board, up to 15. Then create a gold token. This is actually quite useful if you're facing something like Galter or Mono Green, who's doing a lot of converting, but they're not yet ready to win. If you have enough shields, you can down take for free, give your creature a buff. It's permanent, so it can stack. So if you're able to keep getting the shields up, it's useful. Not game breaking though. That's the problem. It's not going to win you any games. The gold token's nice, but it's not that useful. It's -6, which is the most costly one. Destroy all symbol tokens, then gain X mana. X is 2 times the amount of symbol supports which destroy this way. Now, symbol token is a new archetype for tokens like gold, clues, blood tokens, stuff like that. It's more like a refined mechanic to put them all into one net. And this is probably its weakest ability because majority of symbol tokens out there are easily destroyable. So clue tokens are 2 shields and they lose a shield every turn, and when they're destroyed you draw a card. So if Greg's able to massive cascade and get rid of them, you're not going to get much for his -6 ability. Other than that, I've not actually found much use for it, because if you try to pair it with a card like, let me go get it quickly, Conspiracy Unraveler, you would think at the beginning of your turn, investigate and collect evidence free. You would think that you would get a lot of investigation tokens, but you don't. So the problem is the amount of investigation. This deck is very investigate heavily. Investigate, and as I said, this is now a simple token, so a clue token, 2/2. They're not going to stick around for long for Jared to actually have something. Now, he does come in as 5 shields, so 1 uptake to Kavu, and then next turn, if you actually flood the board, investigates, do his -6, destroy them all, and gain mana. As I said, there is a lot of ways in Standard for Greg, which, for a lot of people who don't know, Greg is the nickname we give your opponent, the AI opponent. And there's a lot of ways that player can essentially cascade. If it's Galter with Atraxia and Turtle, they're not going to last. If it's a mass removal deck, I think I've seen Void Rend before take out a simple token before. I've played a lot of different decks, so it's kind of hard to always pinpoint what's going on, but I have found in several different decks, which is why the XP is a little bit up, I've not found a single use for this card until now. And that's because we're playing, let's see if I can get him up, Tezzeret, Betrayer of Flesh. Now, he's a very interesting planeswalker for this card, because his first is going to draw 3 cards, and you gain 5 mana. If the last card in his hand is artifact, against 4 mana, otherwise it's a skill card. It's alright for draw, but that's not why we need this deck. Final Conspiracy, create a construction token against Final Cybermancy, sorry. Create a construct token, it gets 3/3 for each attribute column, including their reinforcements. It gains unblockable and hexproof. That one's quite neat. A construct is a 1/1, so that's quite neat, but it's not why we're using Tezzeret. Why we're using Tezzeret is for his second and his passive. So his second is fetch the first artifact support from your library, create an information node token, then your artifact supports gain 2 shield, then your artifact supports get 2 shields. So if you can cast his second for 17 loyalty, which is quite easy because his mana bonus for blue is quite high, so +8 blue, +1 black, +1 green, -1 to white, and normal for red. So it's quite easy to generate enough mana to hit 17 loyalty. And what's really good at this is if you have a simple token like a gold, which is 1 shield, If you cast this, your gold's going to get 5 shields. 1 for its normal, and then 4 from Wide Machinations. If you have a simple token that comes, clue token, that comes in as a 2 shield, that's going to get 2 plus 4, so that's 6, and then it's going to keep going down and down and down. That's fine, but it means the more clue tokens you get on the board and the more you can do this, the higher chance you've got of those simple tokens staying alive. Which, if you I can't check as passive on this screen, which is annoying, but I'll show you it in game. So if we jump back into the deck, that means the more this is a very investigation deck. So the more of these cards investigate, the more they're going to go on the board, and the more we can then give them more shields. So eventually, when we do get to 6 shields, we can destroy them all because they're going to survive a cascade. And that is actually kind of a useful tip. Other than this, I've not really found much use for him. I would be like to see what other people have done with him, because it's an interesting vanguard. It's just not very strong in standard. But with this artifact deck, it's kind of interesting. So let's take a look at the rest of the deck so I can explain what's going on. So we got Conspiracy Unraveler, 15 blue mana, 15 blue mythic. As I said, investigate, then collect evidence times 3. If evidence collected, the last card in your hand gets 15 mana. So collect evidence basically means exiles amount of simple tokens. Alright, yeah. Simple tokens are treasure, gold, blood, map, clue, and food. Quite simple. So you're going to exile them and you gain 15 mana. So that's just kind of a way to easily get into your card draw. Out cold, Karlov's Manor which is quite useful. It's a 8 mana common, blue, flash. Disable up to the first 2 opposing creatures until the game next turn. Investigate. Good disable, just keep things slow down. Gleaming Gear Drake, I really do like this. When this creature enters the battlefield, investigate. When an artifact spot you control is destroyed, this creature gets +1/+1. That combos nicely with his the Vanguard 6th, because every token you then destroy is going to buff Gleaming Drake. So it's a nice little buff. Issue is, when an artifact spot is destroyed, exiling doesn't count as destroying, which is quite annoying. So collecting evidence won't trigger Gleaming Drake. Quite irritating. I wish destroyed and exiled worked similar together. So if something says destroy, then it would be nice, but it may be a bit too easy if they tried that. And then we got one of the new lands. Blue, black, investigate again. Curious Inquiry. I really do enjoy this one. It's one of my favourite uncommons. First creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until the end of the next turn. Then investigate. When it is destroyed or loses reinforcement, draw a card. Kind of interesting, you can draw, you investigate, just basically to generate the investigations. Ikaru Gauntlet, Mythic, 15 mana. When you activate a loyalty ability or a vanguard, proliferate, accelerate, then if you have 10 less loyalty, gain an extra swap. When you cast a spell card, proliferate and accelerate. So proliferate is gain 1 loyalty, then your buff creatures get +1/+1, and your vanguard spots gain a shield. Really, that's just to try and get more shields on the Vanguard so we can get to 6 quickly. But also, it's going to give a +1/+1 buff to Gleaming Drake. So we are trying to get Gleaming Drake up high. And if we use Jared's Third and give everything a small XX buff, then it's still going to trigger more to get bigger. Broker's Charm, draw, and if the 6 more blue gems, yeah, you can draw 2 cards that give them 6 mana. Just draw Flotsam, one of my favourite mythics. Destroy the top 5 card for your library, then create 3 clue tokens. More clues. I do use Jetsam a few times in this deck. Destroy the top 4 cards of each player's library, then pick one of the first 2 different spells from your opponent's graveyard. If you do, fetch the card, it gains 15 mana. Sometimes your opponent may have something interesting, like cut losses, Thunder's Debut, stuff like that, so it can actually help speed up your deck. Then Void Rend and Void Rend from removal. So that's the deck. Let's jump in and see how well we do with Jared Cathalion. Okay, we're versing a Cough. It's going to go pretty quickly. Cough's quite a nightmare to face with a deck like this because his first will destroy a lot of gems. So Vanguard Lucky Stars were not versing a white planeswalker because a lot of white are now running Trouble in Pairs, which is a really annoying card, but I have a video on that in my backlog, so we'll show that at a later date. Right here, we're going to do Gleaming Geodric first, and then Conspiracy Unraveler, so into black. That wasn't enough mana. Right, what's Greg got in store for us today? A dinosaur. I really don't like that dinosaur. And 2 extra swaps. And another dragon. Okay, so he has some very big, beefy creatures on the board, and we haven't even started trucking. So, going to there, Gleaming Drake down, Clue. Okay, so is the Clue's got 2 shields, so next turn it's going to go down, and that's kind of a problem for us. And Gleaming Geodric's out. That was not very good. Let's see. Okay, we may not survive this round. If we do not, then this will be a very short video. Right, let's see what we can do. We'll go into this match. Try and... Okay, that's good. So next turn we'll be able to disable these 2 creatures, give us a little bit more breathing room to do shenanigans, and a Void Rend. That's good. Drawing into a Void Rend is very good right now because we can try and level the playing field. So we'll rejig our hand and see what the best course of action will be. So 2 mana, and then we'll go Void Rend. I think the biggest threat will be to take Bonehard Dracosaur. I really do want this card. Red Dinosaur token, gold token, Discover 4. Discover 4 and 6 mana is a really annoying spell. So we'll disable. We'll get rid of Bone Dracosaur. I know I should have rearranged it, so I took out these 2 first and then Brocosaur, but it is what it is. Okay, we're going to go into the Spy Swap. Okay, we've got to his first ability. That's going to be useful right now. Right, let's hit his first, see what we can pull into. Void Rend, it's going to get discarded. Okay, that isn't good. So we've got 12-12. And he's going to buff them with his second. We may not survive this. It might be Good Night Vienna. And Thunderous Hellkite. Interesting deck we're facing here. Okay, it's not Good Night Vienna. Our creature is destroyed, so next turn it may be Good Night Vienna if we don't get into anything good, which we do not. So, trying to think the best course of action, maybe here. No, we don't cascade into anything. That would have been nice if we did. Ooh, no. We didn't. And neither's Greg. Okay, that's a good thing Greg didn't cascade into things. So, we might survive. We may win this. Okay, we've got too many of them, so let's get rid of 1, 2, 3, because I want to draw. So 1. Okay, we drew into a Void Rend, so let's put Void Rend up here a sec. Is there a... there isn't a blue swap, but let's see if we can match this loyalty and see if... No, we didn't cascade anything. Okay, as long as he doesn't cascade in something... How many creatures does this guy have? This is not good. Not good indeed. Okay. And he's making a lot of tokens as well. That's... Okay, this token generator might work with Cathalion because of how the size of the treasures. So a deck like this could work, realistically. Oh, that's my land. We don't want to throw my land away for turn. That's not good. Right, let's draw these 3. Wait, isn't Geodric an art? No, he's a Drake. Okay, then we can hit this for Void Rend. Okay, so that's on the board. Take out the big dino. That's a threat at the moment, so it's still going to hit us for 8. We may not survive next turn. Okay, I did not know one of them triggered like that. Okay, we're not going to survive next turn, so this is game over. Okay, this is not how I expected our first match to go. Okay, unless we have a miracle right now, which we do not. Let's spend the Carvo token, it's free. Okay, first match isn't a success, so we'll jump into a second match and hope the second match is better. If it's not, then this video will be very short for YouTube. And how many creatures does one person need in a deck? Okay, we've lost, so it's fine. One of the best things about Magic Puzzle Quest is losing isn't a bad thing. Losing, I know it's counterintuitive, you play these games to win, but losing isn't a bad thing, because it just means that we need to work on the deck. So I didn't get to showcase the Vanguard, but we'll go twice. If we lose after the second one, this video is getting scrapped, and I'm going to go hide and throw away my 4 years of experience with this game. 4 years and I can't even beat Cough. Okay, let's see who our next opponent is, and can we actually make a content for this video? Okay, we're versing... I totally forget who that player is. Tamiyo. Okay, this may also be bad because everybody is running Tamiyo lately with Trixer, Galter, Blossom and Tortoise, and Thunderous Debut. One of the most irritating loops in the standard at this moment in time. Okay, this is part 2. We're going to lock down them two. We're going to go into a 5 swap, hit blue, and now we've got a good cascade. And we're a good stead because whatever Greg can drop, we can flash to disable. So it's always good to keep one of them in hand. Void Rend, also good, but we're going to see if we can get... Yes, perfect. So it's a temporary +1/+1, but now we've got 2 tokens down. That's going to help us draw. I'm worried about Greg shifting hands then, but... Oh yeah, I forgot the tokens destroyed. So, tokens destroyed, so let's get this land down. Conspiracy Unraveler. And I could maybe re-edit the video and pretend I am excellent at this game. Okay, Cam, that was not a good move, but it's fine because we've got a good swap there. Void Rend will remove it. We're still okay, because if he did that with our Vanguard, then I would not have been happy. Okay, so... See what I mean? All the tokens don't last very long. If we were playing like a more faster deck, then right now this wouldn't have gone very good because everything would have been destroyed. So you see how quickly clue tokens and map tokens are destroyed very quick as well, even though they do give a lot of good mana bonuses because they can buff your creature and you get mana. Well, explores, so it converts. If it can't convert, you get a buff. So if you do have... Okay, we're going to do that just because I'm always worried about what they're packing. So we'll make the Kavu token just because I think that it's not the best token in the game, but as a third creature slot for this deck, it kind of works. So we're going to get disabled, and our Vanguard is gone. Right, we're not going to investigate because we've got nothing in hand to do it. Until we get the Vanguard, I am going to do Flotsam and Jetsam as its flip side. Okay. I don't know where that buff came from all of a sudden. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot we've still got the support on the board that investigates. So Gear Drag's kicking off already, that's good. We're not going to collect mana. I don't see the point. And then that's everything destroyed, so we're just going to go into this 5 match. At this moment in time, we're probably just now trying to get into our abilities to get a Vanguard. Let's copy this again, just because I can. And it just gives me a nice buff. So right now, we're probably going to win without casting the Vanguard or showcasing its ability. And that's fine, because in essence, the Vanguard's not good enough to actually win you a match. So even if we don't pull into the Vanguard, which we haven't, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of you. And you. And I'll just throw away my land, but it's for science. And we've just lost our lovely card. Okay, so that is the downside to his first, is we're not always going to get the card we need. But sometimes we can pull into something just as useful. Ikamogana, kind of a useful card to pull into right now at this time. Our biggest creature is locked down. That is not necessarily a bad thing. Just because with it down, we can slow the pace of the match down, and we could probably try and get back into our vanguard. Let's see, there's Ikamor Gauntlet. We're not going to destroy that because we don't know what Greg's got up his sleeve. Yeah, he's going to hit the 5 match. What's he going to do? Right, he's not casting his abilities, so that's a bit worrying. Okay, we've got 2 of these. Let's pause that. Let's see what we can pull into. Okay, we're going to get an extra turn here. And then now we can finally get this Vanguard down, so we'll go for a blue. And, oh, I forgot to showcase his passive, because his passive is Trigger, and then I totally forgot to showcase it. Sorry. So, wrong button. His passive is when you match an artifact's support gem, your artifact supports gain 1 shield. This effect can trigger once per turn. So again, as you can see, the theme of this deck is to basically make those tokens last as long as possible. The longer, the better in my eyes. Okay, so everything's getting destroyed. And really, one of the best things about this deck is that even if everything gets destroyed, I keep forgetting his first disables the first card in your hand. Okay, this is not a good thing. Okay, I just really hope he has something to take down my Gear Drake right now, because that would be nice. He doesn't, and I'm not going to be able to showcase the Vanguard this turn. Okay, I am. So we don't have any simple tokens on the board. See if we can just quickly pull it into a simple token. We do not, but we do get an extra swap. So we're not going to be able to showcase his 6, which is fine because his 6 is one you're rarely going to use anywhere. So let's showcase his 3rd because we are versing a green deck. So there we go. We got into, see, an everything buff. So it kind of is an alright gamble if you can get Ikamor Gauntlet and Jared Cathalion down, because you are then double buffing. So we have just buffed everything up. We're not going to be able to cast anything this turn, so this will be game, set, and match for Greg. And, oh wait, oh yeah, got 2 swaps. So we're going to go into gold. Gear Drake will trigger. We'll get a +1 to investigate, and game over. So that's the gameplay, and I'm kind of showcasing as well how weak it is in the fact of removal is strong and standard, so you're not always going to have it on the board. But when you're racing to play the game, there is so much ways that you can gain mana that really a -6 ability to destroy simple tokens that, as you can see, are easily destroyable by any means, really just show that you're not going to be playing long enough for that 6 ability to ever become useful. His 1st is useful if you want a 3rd creature in your deck and you run into something more heavily or support based and you only want 2 creatures. So it's very good in them decks where if you just want to run a lot more spells and less creatures, you can just put it in for a 3rd creature, and then if you're facing a Green Walker as we were, we can then use its 2nd -3 ability to then buff those creatures up to whatever the green gems on the board. They're kind of probably the most 2 useful abilities, his 1st and his 3rd, but they're not the best. You're more going to get more use out of them than you are his 6. His 6 is the weakest at this moment in time. I have tried this deck with Gnawbone in Legacy, but again, it's not very useful because gold gives you mana anyway, so why would you use gold to try and fuel it? If gold's going to give you mana, there's no point wasting a 6 Vanguard ability to gain mana when you're going to get free mana from gold. It's useless. Food token may be useful because you can then get free health and you get you get life and mana. You could use, I think it's Genome. Let's just quickly jump into the card deck. Cards. Yeah, I think it's Genome in a token generator. So if I call, I have too many cards to search through. So let's just quickly search food, and that's making me hungry. I've got chocolate bar that's eyeing me up right now. So yeah, Guillaume Master Chef. When a creature enters the battlefield and control, create 2 food tokens. They count as simple. So you could, but again, it's a 1 shield, so you have to be careful. If it's not on the board, Greg could wipe them out with a board wipe. So if you can, then that might be useful because you're going to get free life and mana. That's a good combo. Maps are quite interesting. I don't know if I have any map creatures. Map. Find the map. Find the map. It's a map. Sorry, I am sleep deprived. You've got map. Artifact 1, again, very easily destroyable. Target creature, when this spot is destroyed, target creature control explores 2. It's very finicky on mobile to find what explore is, but it basically converts 2 gems to the card's colour or the planeswalker's colour. I can never remember. And then if it can't convert, it gets a +1/+1 buff. So there is a very good, here we go, Daring Traveller, which makes a lot of map tokens. So maybe you could then flood the board in map tokens with this card. And once you've flooded it, then uses 6 to destroy them all, to gain mana, to probably break the game with the amount of conversion you're doing. But again, it's not a viable option. So in short, if you are going to if you do pull this Vanguard, then make sure that when you are building decks, try and focus on his first or his third ability. His 6 at this moment in time is not very useful since a lot of simple tokens can be easily destroyed, and destroying blood tokens is just never a good idea in my opinion. I don't think I've got anything in standard that can easily find a blood token. I've got Valorant. No, that's bloodletting. I don't think I do right now, and I'm not going to waste your time by searching through all the decks. It's just so many. Oh, we've got blood X, blood tokens. Where okay. So blood is this support loses 1 shield. Then if you have 4 or more cards in hand, discard a card, draw a card. Again, not very useful. If you're going to destroy tons of them, then basically you're discarding, drawing mana, discarding, drawing mana. It might be a good combo in the sense of that you're refilling your hand, but there's also a really bad chance that you could, like in our first game, be on the edge of losing and you pull this like Void Rend or another removal and you destroy it because you destroyed the Bloodletting token. There's just so many variables that really make that 6 justifiably good. So I would advise just focus mainly on his first for an extra token and his third for and his -3 abilities for giving a boost. If you do play Legacy, it's kind of interesting that you can combine his first with proliferate effects, so it just stacks. That is fun. I don't know what it's called, but I do have a proliferating card that I have been using a ton in Legacy with the Vanguard. Okay. I'm probably searching for the wrong cards right now. Is it in this one? No. Oh, I put standard only, no wonder I can't find anything. We've got Epic Struggle. And then in turn, Populate. That's the mechanic, Populate. So Populate is reinforce the first creature token with the greatest base and power. I kind of like that with his first in Legacy, because, every turn, it keeps stacking. So the first turn it comes in as a 3/3, by the end of the turn it's going to be a 6/6. By the end of the next turn it's a 9/9, so it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That is fun. But that's Legacy. You're not really gonna play that in Legacy because Legacy is an absolute nightmare for the amount of decks you face. I don't even go in Legacy half the time because of Omniscience. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions what you would like to see next, hit me up on the Discord, TP9 Discord server if you're in there, or just message me in the comments, and if I fight for the cards or the Planeswalker, I'll give it a go. And I'll see you all next time.